So, I should now be online. So, hello and welcome to a new stream in which I am building a city in Classic. This time I am in version 0.0.19a underscore 06. As you can see, this means that we'll get to build with some new blocks. However, before I start building, I would like to show you what I have worked on in between the streams. If I look below me, you'll see that I have been doing some landscaping around the world to prepare some places where I might want to build in the future. As you can see, I have been also working on the roads. I have created a sort of road network that goes to the different places on the map. However, you won't be able to see it that well from up here, so I've prepared something. There we go. You should now be able to see a top-down view of the world, which I have created using MCEdit. This is the sort of overall infrastructure, sort of road infrastructure that I plan to use. I might add some roads to that, but I think it's enough for now. So I'll give you a moment to take a look at it. And it should be enough. Now it's time to start building. I have decided I would like to build some houses, some more houses, and I'm going to start right over here. I think one of the materials that I'm going to build the first house out of will be blocks. Let's see how far away. Should be nice distance from the road. I'm thinking this sort of size with 15 blocks in between the blocks should be nice this way. And as you can see, it is a square house. However, I have an idea to make it a bit more interesting. As you can see, I have decided to use some stone at the bottom. Now, for the walls, I decided to also use some planks to create them. Kind of like this, a rather simple design. Here will be the entrance into the house. Now, for the interior, I'm first thinking of sort of splitting this whole thing into sort of two parts of the house. Now, I think for this part of the house, will have sort of kitchen, living room, and stuff. So over here will be the kitchen, let's say. So I'm gonna add some stuff here like countertops and I use scrap for that. Since I don't have cobblestone or any, don't have cobblestone, so stone and gravel are the only grey blocks I have. A table in the middle. And now that I have got access to glass, I'm actually going to use it and have some actual windows here. So over here is, let's say, a bridge of sorts. And some form of a storage. Now some chairs. There we go, got some seating over here. For the living room part, I think I'm gonna move this door that is here. Add the sofa and opposite of that will be ETV. Although it's kind of weird to have it like this when the entrance is so close, but it should be fine. We don't do good design here. For the floor, I think I'm gonna use a mix of planks and logs. In a sense that we'll have some logs over here and planks over here, so it will be divided into two parts. Now after the second part of the house, there are two things that I would like to have here, which is, think about it, I haven't planned out all that well. Never mind. I'll cross the bridge once I get to it. Anyway, over here will be sort of bathroom. So I think I'll get rid of the windows since we don't want to be seen in the bathroom. So I've decided to add a toilet, sink, some storage space for like cleaning stuff or like toilet paper and stuff, and a shower. As you can see, for the shower I decided to use the stone as the floor, and for the rest of the bathroom I think I'm going to use the sponge block, even if this looks ugly. reasoning is that the sponge absorbs water, so it will get rid of any of the water if you manage to spill it somewhere. At this part of the house, I want to add a staircase. And I'll use the gravel as the floor. Although now that I look at it, this room is kind of large for just a staircase, so I'm going to add some other stuff, like let's say some blocks that represent some storage, cupboard stuff and stuff. And also get rid of the windows if they are needed here. There we go. Good enough. Oh. Earlier I have said that I've made a bit of a mistake with this house. That's because originally I wanted to place a balcony here, but I think it should still work. Might just be a bit different than I've originally planned. Anyway, here is the balcony with some seating. It's a rather simple design. Let me just look from the side. Kind of boring, gonna need to add some decorations around the house so that because the wall looks kind of plain. But for now I'm gonna start working on the inside, for which I first need to add a ceiling/floor over here. Now, for the second floor, I'm sort of thinking of adding a small hallway over here and splitting the rest of the floor into two or two rooms should be enough. So we'll have this sort of master bedroom, maybe parents, since this could be a family house, and a bedroom for the two children maybe. I'm gonna get to it. Uh, the hallway will be 3 blocks wide with some rails that the children will and also can't remember the word. Anyway, now the walls. And now it's time to start working on the actual rooms themselves. Oh, for the children's room, I think I'm gonna add a bunk bed. Like so. Kind of looks like a bunk bed if you really use your imagination. Although, I think I'll move it above. That way I can have a two tables like this, along with some chairs so that we can work on stuff. And over here will be a place for their clothes. And I don't think about them, and I also need to raise the walls, because originally I was planning to have a ceiling here, but that would mean there wouldn't be no space for the child at the top. But that's for a bit later. Now it is time for the master bedroom. One thing that I've forgotten is to add some windows to the top. Oh. Definitely should do it. 3 windows, I think. I think I have 3 windows. There we go. enough. Now, the master bedroom. So that one will have a big bed with some tables next to them. Some place for clothes. And of course a table and a chair too, where to work. And can't forget about windows, of course. It needs more windows. Something like this looks nice, I think. Anyway. Now, next thing I need to do is raise the walls a bit and then add some ceiling to this. To the rooms. I've got. Can I redo this? I forgot that I need to erase it. And now I can do the ceiling. And with that, yeah, I forgot this one. And with that, I can move on to the roof. For which I've decided to try something different, which I haven't tried it. And the thing that I've decided to try is to use some gravel as the material for the roof. The reason why I haven't tried it before is because gravel is a gravity block, so I'm gonna need to place a lot of it, or kind of I'm gonna place some of it and then place some supports. You'll see what I mean. So now I look at it like this. I'm not so sure about it. Well, can I need to do some decoration on the outside, around the outside? Let's see. It doesn't look so bad. Although the walls are kind of weird. And now for the rest of the gravel, I'm just gonna place some planks as support so that I don't have to fill in this whole place with gravel. There we go. Kind of an ugly looking roof. Ah, at least. Oh, I tried something new. It didn't work out. But oh well. Now it's time to finish this house. I'm just thinking it would be interesting to add some stone. Sort of mix it in to make it more interesting. Might make it look better. It looks kind of interesting. Not sure. This isn't my finest creation. Anyway, gonna try to mirror it on the other side. I forgot to upgrade these 2 blocks when I was working on this house. Anyway, I wanted the outside, which isn't all that great looking, and I've also made a mistake over there. And for the outside, the first step that I'm going to need to take is a air swing over there. It's kind of weird how it's asymmetrical. This looks kind of better, although the window looks kind of weird here. Which makes me think I should also move the entrance a bit. Alright, good to see you here. As you can see, I'm currently building a house. I'm struggling a bit with making it look good because I haven't really planned it out. Anyway, now it is time to try and make it look a bit better. And for that I'm gonna first replace this dirt with some leaves, where it looks like there's grass over here. I'm also gonna place some blocks on them for the future. Currently I'm planning to make it into a portal world, but it will take a while before I get there. First, I got this world where I want to build a city, a large city. might sort of span the entire world. Anyway, now it is time to add some decoration to the sides so that it doesn't look so boring, which means adding some trees. But I don't want to make them too tall so that they don't block the view from the balcony. Anyway, right, if you want to know the plans that I have got for this world and sort of this stream series, then you should check out a post that I've got on my channel, the latest one, since that describes my plans for the future. Well, currently I'm thinking of naming it Paradise City, based on the Guns N' Roses, song of the same name. However, I haven't decided yet if I want to use it, but most likely I will. Now, in front of the sort of tall trees, I'm going to have some small trees. This kind of looks good. Now you can't really see the wall anymore. I'm just gonna add a final tree over here. That should be enough. Small one like that should be enough. I want other stuff. So, firstly, a path along with some flowers. These things represent flowers. And now one thing I can add driveway over here so that the residents here can park their cars. Yes, it is an American city, which is why it is so poorly designed and it has got a car-centric design. Just kidding, of course. Anyway, now it's time to work on the garden, as I would like to have a garden in the back. Also, in the last episode, I said that I would consider adding a monorail to this world, which will sort of go around so that I wouldn't have just roads, and I have decided that I will do that, but I'm gonna do that once more blocks like slabs and other stuff gets added. Anyway, it's time to work on the garden. And for that I'm gonna add sort of a hedge which will serve as a fence that separates it from the next house, which let's say will be here. Again, I'm removing this grass so that I can replace it with blocks. Yeah, I'm planning on adding a minecart track for in the future. I'm thinking of sort of having the monorail and the minecart track on top of the monorail. I need to do some more planning for that. Basically, what I'm thinking is that the monorail will be sort of above the ground, and I would have like stations in like important locations where it could go down, and on top of the monorail track would be the minecart track. But I kind of first need to plan it and see what I decide to do. it would be small, but I'm also thinking of adding like sort of an actual monorail train, be sort of normal sized, and just have the tracks going through it. Now onto the garden. I'm gonna add some trees, but first I'm gonna add a shed, because as James May once said, a lot of great things that have been created have happened because people have sheds with stuff in them. So I'm gonna make a shed so that the owner can do some work in it. Just a small one. Just 2x3 should be enough on the inside. And now we just need a roof. And table inside, and now some windows. Oh, right. I forgot to unmute myself. Anyway, I'm gonna repeat it again. I said that I do have plans to include a another portal over in this city so that I can access it in the future the once I get to Alpha 1.2, whenever I get to it. But I haven't really thought of adding another portal, so I'm gonna do it as well, most likely in the same place where I will have the nether portal. I think the airport idea is good, so I'm gonna do it. Anyway, now I'm gonna work on the trees. I can't really speak well. Although now that I'm gonna get the garden up in the next place, I'm gonna add a seating area, which will be with a roof, and also add a path to it leading from the driveway over to the shed and over to the seating area. Yeah, the whole city is going to take a while, but well, I'll see. I'll be playing until I'm satisfied with it. Alright, building the city here until I'm satisfied with it. But I'm kind of going at my own pace, so I'll get to like the next version whenever I decide to get to the next version. I'm not really in a rush to like play all of the versions. Now I just need to decide how I want to do it. Yeah, 0.40 is like the latest version of Classic, so it has got the most stuff. And also, there are also the bug fixes and also changes to how you build, and it actually has sounds and stuff and music. Anyway, but I haven't yet decided or planned how I want to update for the versions. Currently, I just update whenever I feel like it. Whenever I feel like I've done enough in that version. Well, I've already kind of decided which versions of InfDev Dev I want to play. I don't really want to play like the versions that are too old, and I also don't want to like sort of have too many worlds. So I would like to only play like in one world in InDev. I think I've specified the InDev version that the InDev versions that I plan to play in the future. At least that is the current plan. It might change, but that is unlikely. And also this uh, my plan is to focus more on the city rather than the versions themselves. My plan is to sort of expand this city in different versions. So once I get to N5, for example, I will be expanding it beyond this level. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that my main focus of this series is the city building rather than the versions, and I feel like in-depth doesn't really bring all that much when it comes to building, but I will still play it since I want to experience it. Hopefully that made sense. I think this kind of looks nice. probably could have been better, but hopefully it turned out well. Now I'm just gonna add a table to the middle. And I think this should be enough. Now I'm just gonna add some side things for decoration. onto the next house. I think the next one will be kind of smaller, with kind of a similar idea to that one. We'll see. Let's see. I'm kind of trying to decide on the spot and the size of it. I think for this one I'm gonna go for a more rectangular floor plan rather than sort of square. I think this should be good enough. And I think I'm gonna use a combination of stone and planks. I mean gravel and planks. Kind of like I've used stone and planks in that house. Of course, I can't count and see misplace these blocks. And I've just... Oh, seems that the chat is working again. Not sure why it wasn't before. Oh well. Anyway, now it's time to focus on building the house. I think I'm gonna divide it into two parts again. And I think the design that I'm gonna do on the inside will be kind of the same as I did in the previous house, in the sense that we will have kitchen with like living room space where we also sort of eat. But first I'm gonna add some windows and stuff. Anyway, first what I got, sort of stoves and stuff. Maybe there's the sink. Over here we've got some fridge. And a table which I moved so that I can have chairs here and some space over here. And now with the living room part. So this one there's a lot less space, but I'll still do it this way. As I said, we don't do good design here. Yeah, that's true. It kind of prevents from flooding. Anyway, now this space. Once again, we'll have a bathroom and stairs. Although I was just thinking, because I also want to do a balcony area, but I want to do it differently, so I was thinking if I want the balcony to look over here, sort of look in this direction, but I think I'm gonna make it look in this direction. So over here will be a bathroom, will be the stairs, and so the balcony will be above the bathroom. Yeah, it's nice to build with new blocks. However, I don't like the fact that I can't build with cobblestone or sand anymore. It'd be nice to have those, so I'm kind of looking forward to the next version that I'm gonna play. Also forgot to do the floor here, so I think I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna use a combination of planks and blocks again. is kind of copy pasting the design that I've already built, but I can't really come up with what I want to do. And since I want to build a city, if I try to build a unique house every time, I will probably get burned out. When do I plan to move on to the next version? Currently I'm thinking that I would only have like 2 streams in this version, since I don't really like the lack of cobblestone and sand, but that is at least my current plan. But aside from that, I don't really have like a schedule as to how often will I be updating the versions. I'll just be updating whenever I feel like it, when I feel like it's the time. So if I feel like updating soon, then I will update soon, and if I don't feel like it, then it might take a while. I basically want to go through the versions at my own pace. Once again, we've got the same design of the bathroom as the previous house. We've got toilet, shower, sink, and some storage space. And now onto these stairs, which will also have some storage, just like in the previous house. Now onto the ceilings, which will make this house kind of different, since I want to have them look higher. Basically, I'm gonna have these locks and have the ceiling be at the same height as the locks. Here will be the balcony as I have said. For a second I kind of forgot that I want to make it a balcony instead of building these walls. Guess I'm kind of getting tired. And now we got some seating on the balcony as well, with a somewhat nice view. Now I just need to decide what I want to do with the second floor. Although one thing that I've just remembered is that I haven't looked at the house from the outside. Let's see. Looks normal. Well, it's classic, so yeah, not so bad. I'm still gonna need to add some trees because I don't really like these walls. They are so plain. But now it's time to do these rooms. And I think for this house there will be only a child. So like one bed and one room. So basically we've got a bed with a table next to it, a table and a chair for like doing the doing homework and stuff. And now onto the other bedroom, which shall be like the parents' bedroom. So once again, a double bed in the, let's say over here, since otherwise it would be kind of off center. TV opposite of that, yeah, so that parents can have watch TV at night, or one parent can be downstairs and the other can watch here. And of course, some place to store clothes and maybe some other storage space. And now it is time to start working on the roof of the house. For this one, I think I have a slightly different one than that one, or the one I did for the other L-shaped house. I haven't yet decided. I might do them. I basically build. Well, every time I build, I basically build what I decided to do. So if I decide to build some larger buildings, like office buildings, then there will be. I'm not sure. We'll see. Look at I'm gonna add the glass later and add some windows. It should be good. One thing that I've just remembered now that you've talked about larger buildings is that I plan to have a hotel over there, which will be kind of larger, but that is something that I will build once I have a bigger block palette. Give me a moment, somebody's calling me. Anyway, I'm back now to continue building. And now the roof is finished. So let's take a look at from the outside. Looks kind of nice, I think. Looks a bit. Anyway, the way that is finished, I'm gonna add the glass to the windows and then start working on the outside. I think for this stream I'm gonna go a bit longer than 2 hours since I started earlier than normal. And I've also forgotten to add some ceiling to this hallway. Now it's time for the outside. I think I'm only gonna do some smaller trees, so like a path over here. I think. But before that, I'm gonna replace the grass over here with leaves. And now it's time to do the trees. I'm just gonna make some smaller ones, not the tall ones. And now I'll just add a nice path in the middle. Next up, I'm gonna add a shed. And I'm gonna add it over here, same size as that one. And there we go. Slightly different compared to the previous one, but still basically the same. And now in the back, I'm just gonna add some trees, and I think I'm gonna leave a somewhat open space in the middle, or like so the child can play in here. Another thing that I've just thought of that I could add here is a swing set. So let's see, maybe next to the shed. This should be tall enough. Now just a bar in the middle. And I'm just gonna get rid of this hill. And now just a spring. And for the ropes, I'm gonna use planks. And the seat will be made out of stone. That way it's kind of different. And I'd say it looks convincing. Anyway, now it's time for more trees. And I'm also going to add a bush. Oh, wow. Doesn't matter that I look at the swings that I don't like. It's only the grass here, so I'm gonna replace some of the blocks underneath with planks, I think. Anyway, what I was trying to say before I noticed the dirt onto the swing set is that I've remembered something that I've forgotten to add inside of the houses that I've built, which are some plants. So I'm gonna look on the inside and see if there are any places. Here is a good spot. We got one plant. I don't think it's enough. I don't think There's enough space here or here. We're gonna turn one of these tables into a plant. There we go. Looks kind of nice this way. And now onto the second house. Which has got much more space. Anyway, I feel like it looks now much better with these plants. Anyway, I feel like I'll be ending this stream soon. Just gonna do a few more things over here to finish off this house. And the first is to add a small tree over here. Above to the house, along with some saplings to represent flowers and stuff. And of course a driveway. Just a smaller one for like a single car should be enough. And some trees behind. I should, uh, I think this should be enough. And with that, that's be it for this stream. I think that I have built enough, and it's kind of too late to start building another house, which means that I'm gonna build some more houses in between these streams. And in the next streams, I'm gonna, I don't know what I'll do yet in the next stream. I'm gonna decide in between the streams. But anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one.